Hello, everybody. This is Kevin with me, myself, and my vinyl. I've been away for a while, but I'm doing a contest entry. I'm coming in under the wire for Robert's On My Turntable, push to 700 subs. He's surpassed that now. He's actually closer to 800. I think he's 700 now. So, congratulations, Robert. I do watch your channel frequently. You typically have videos daily. I wish I could have that kind of output, but congratulations on, now nearly 800 subs. So, contest is for showing 5 albums that are influential to you in your teen years. I was born in 1980, so my teen years were 93, technically through 99. You're gonna see a lot of those albums that were released in and around that, but I do have one that was highly influential on me, but was well before I was even born. So, all right, let's get started. First one here, 1991. It came out. Technically, I wasn't a teenager yet, but it changed the landscape of music at the time, and that is this right here. Just hit its 30th anniversary. Nirvana's Nevermind. Couldn't get away from this one. Smells Like Teen Spirit, when that hook came in the beginning, and then Dave Grohl pounding on the drums, that doo 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 doo, and then just in your face. It was so much different than a lot of the rock music that was out at the time. So this happens to be the 30th anniversary edition, but man, ushered in a new era of music and kind of changed the landscape. Some say for the better, some say for the worse, but I guess it depends on what side of the fence you're on there. But that was my music. That was right there in my wheelhouse. I loved it, and it ushered in a ton of bands that I really love and still love to this day. And actually, I've kind of gotten away from that because I've heard it so much. But I was talking to another guy, actually Ty, the Budget Vinyl channel, about going back and revisiting some of that. He said he was actually listening to a lot of Nirvana and stuff. So it's kind of gotten me back into listening to a lot of that. It's funny. I feel like music can be the ultimate time machine. You can listen to something and exactly right where you were the first time you heard it, or what a song meant to you at a time. Like, music has a big impact on me as a person. But I can always go back to like that time period in my life and think about what was going on or how it made me feel. So I can always go back to my adolescence anytime I hear Smells Like Teen Spirit. Okay, number 2, kind of in that same vein, Alice in Chains, Dirt. This is in that grunge era. This came out I believe in 92, but man, comes out strong with them bones, and then goes to Damn That River, then Down in a Hole, Sick Man, and Rooster. I had this on CD, and this played a lot in wherever I was. I could always. I was a kid who would listen to, even in that CD era, I would listen to albums. I'd sit down and I might just play video games or do my homework or something and put on a CD and just let it go. So, Alice in Chains, Dirt. This was another one that just, I don't know. It was different than Nirvana, but I don't know. This one really grabbed me in a way that maybe Pearl Jam or Nirvana or even Soundgarden or some of those other bands at the time kind of didn't. I don't know why. It just did. Maybe it was Lane Staley's voice. But all right, number 3, and this is the one that was well before my time, but talk about time. Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. This was a bridge between my parents and myself. They were classic rock fans. I call them classic rock, but 60s, late 60s, 70s era rock music, and we would listen to this on the radio, and Time or Money or I don't know, any one of these tracks would come on, and we would listen to this, and I remember when, I think it was 94 when Division Bell came out. Before that, I knew these songs, but I'd never listened to it, the record in its entirety. And my science teacher, and I can't remember her name, but she was a big Pink Floyd fan, and she loved that Division Bell came out. And then we got talking to her about, you know, the rest of Pink Floyd, and you know, she set up a field trip to go to a museum, and they had a laser light show set to the music of Dark Side of the Moon. So we went and saw the laser light show. So that was pretty cool. So it bridged the gap for me, my teachers, and my parents. And, you know, that was the first time I ever heard a concept album for the first time, and kind of really blew my mind as far as like a whole album being themed around one thing and having a, you know, a linear path as opposed to just like a bunch of songs that are just kind of put together. I mean, they're arranged in a certain way, but maybe they aren't supposed to be tell a story. And that was the first time I really understood a concept album. So that is my number 3. Excuse me. Number 4. Sublime. Right around in my, I forget what year this came out. I want to say it was like 96, maybe 95, 96. I was driving when this came out. I know that because I had my 1991 Ford Tempo with a busted ass air conditioner, and I had windows that worked when they wanted to. Living in Florida at the time, driving to school. I may have told this story before. Listening to this. This was on heavy rotation in my car. Sweating my you-know-what's off at 7 o'clock in the morning, and on the way home, listening to this. And it just, I don't know. This was something different. It's a little bit of a reggae influence, kind of that, you know, downbeat. I don't know. It was just so different. I loved it, and so did a lot of other people. So that's Sublime, self-titled. Unfortunately, Bradley Noel, you know, died way before their album took off, and I think I want to say it was 96, but don't quote me on that year because I'm not really sure. I should have probably looked it up. And then this album, Siamese Dream by the Smashing Pumpkins. This came out the same time as Dirt did. I think it was 92 or 93. Smashing Pumpkins. This is a reissue. This is not the original cover. The original cover was like a white with a red around it. It did have these 2 girls on the front, but it was a little bit different without the metallic. Why is this influential? Well, I think it's probably my favorite album of all time. That's why. I can put this on from front to back, and it's like ear candy to me. I just love this album. A lot of people think Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness is like their magnum opus or whatever, but for me, this album for me just is something that I don't know. It's kind of emotional at the time. Some songs really got to me. It was on MTV, all the music videos. I mean, that was a big thing for us. You know, my generation. We had music videos, so we had somebody to put pictures to the music. Sometimes it went, sometimes it didn't, but I can still picture in my head like watching these videos to these songs on a lot of these, like a lot of the videos to those songs. Unfortunately, MTV kind of went away. You can still find them on the classic station, but yeah, that's one of the reasons kind of why I know this album so vividly, is because there was a visual aspect to it that, you know, maybe people that didn't grow up in that generation kind of didn't get. So is my camera kind of screwing with the light? Anyway, got kind of a bonus here. This was one that kind of just, my brother's 7 years older than I am, and he came back to Florida right as I was graduating high school, and he lived there, and he was big into the Grateful Dead. Now Jerry had obviously been long gone when I was graduating high school in 1999, but he was into the jam band scene, and he liked the Grateful Dead, and he liked Fish. Fish didn't really do a whole lot for me. I don't know why, they just didn't. But he gave me this, and unfortunately I don't have this on vinyl because I think there's only about 500 pressings, maybe 1,000 pressings of this. This is Widespread Panic's Light Fuse Get Away. Widespread Panic is one of my favorite bands. They are a southern rock jam band. Guys are a little long in the tooth now, and they don't tour as much as they used to, but they used to tour all the time, like the Grateful Dead. All right, that's them at Red Rocks. So this is a live album, and he gave this to me, and it kind of changed my thought process about music and listening to a song for, let's see, what's the longest song on here? I got an Impossible Jam. That's a 11-minute song, and Barstools and Dreamers, that's another. Oh, Diner. Diner's 14 minutes. It's one of my favorite songs on here. Should have known. But there's not a song under here that's under 5 minutes. But just kind of flipped the script for me as far as bands, like listening to bands live. And that's really what it did for me. I used to listen to a lot of punk music when I was in high school. I used to go to a lot of punk shows. But that set me on a different path as far as listening to the types of music and really getting into the live performance of it. It wasn't so just energy and rah, in your face kind of thing. Like, they took their time, and then they really, when they went after it, they would get into it. But I don't know. It kind of set me on a path listening to more and more jam bands, and I listen to a lot of still to this day. And it's kind of, from there it fractured into other things and other things. So I don't know. This kind of this inspired me to go search for other live acts. Not just studio stuff, but like live acts and listening to live music. So, all right, well, that is my video for my contest or entry video for Robert's On My Turntables. Push for 700. Now he's at almost 8. So congratulations, Robert. I hope you get to 1,000 because that's what you said your goal was in your video. And then from then on, who knows? But thanks again for putting this on, and good luck to everyone out there.